I thought it was really a very good experience for us to have to play against 5 perimeter guys. And they're about as difficult a team to guard because of their passing and cutting skills as there is in the country. So this was great for us because it takes good communication. It takes bigs having to guard small guys. And we made a lot of really good offensive plays down the stretch with the game on the line. So I was pleased tonight. I was worried about this game, to be honest with you. I know you think it's a Division II team, but the way they play was going to give us major problems because Gorky would have to come away. Shane has struggled and had to come away and guard people at the perimeter. And so Swap gave us a big lift. Russ gave us a big lift on offense. Defensively, he hurt us a little bit because he lost sight of the ball quite often, but both Swap and Russ gave us a nice lift off the bench.
How's Swapshire coming along, Rick?
He's come on. He has to get individual instruction. He's the only one that's not improving his shot because he can't go practice an individual. So we'll start getting him his 1,000 shots a week, 800 shots a week off his individual, and that'll help him a lot.
Physically, how is it?
He's battling being sore. He's sore all the time, and it's a tough injury, very difficult injury. But I thought he did some really terrific things tonight.
Do you sometimes hold your breath when Russ Smith has the ball on?
The problem with Russ is he doesn't know when to shoot and when to pass. And I always remember U.B. Brown telling me, Oscar Robertson, I don't care what they say, is one of the top 3 greatest players of all time because he knew exactly when to shoot, exactly when to pass. And Russ hasn't learned that aspect of it. Now, that being said, he was the only, when they played our plays tonight, he was the only one to beat you off the bounce and score. But he has to learn when he should shoot it, when he should pass it, and he has to really come light years on defense, as well as Shane and quite a few of our guys. But he'll learn that. He's only a sophomore, but we need him this year. He's got to play, and he'll do a good job as long as he doesn't turn it over. We can live sometimes with his defensive mistakes because he pressures the ball so well. We can't live with his turnovers.
Is that a worry for you that when Steve was not in there that Russ might be one of the only guys that's able to take his man off the bounce?
No, I'm not concerned about that because, Bullet didn't have a particularly good game, but it's not easy to guard all that motion without a break. So he did a good job today.
Gorgie had no fouls against Pikeville 2 in the first 5. Was he just overexcited out there, or was
No, he's having to guard guards out there. It's very tough on him. But it's great that he was able to stay in the game, and we practice that every day. He has to guard Peyton Siva. He has to guard. He did a very good job on it.
Second half, he came out. He had a number of more blocks. Was it more patience there? How was he able to change it?
You know what? Sometimes when you get 2 fouls, you get a little tentative. That's why I put him in the first half. I didn't want him getting that mentality, thinking I'm not going to go back in. And then what happens is they come out very soft and they don't play defense, trying to stay out of foul trouble. Peyton did that in the last game, and he didn't look good. So I want him to be aggressive. And I really thought we played well. I was worried about this game as much as any game we played. Not that I'm on losing, but it's because it is an exhibition game. I just thought we would really struggle defensively, and we played much better than I anticipated.
Does their perimeter game and back cuts and motion, all that, remind you of any Division I teams that you may face?
Well, Duke applied a lot of pressure, and that's why they blew them out. They were able to pressure the basketball better. That's not one of Bullet's fortes, and they're an overplayed team. But this, we don't have the luxury. Like most schools will scrimmage their exhibition games, and what they do is they go in the morning and they play all man, and they come back to eat lunch. They come back in the afternoon, they play all zone. Then they break and they go situation games for about an hour. Scrimmaging's it's awesome, but because we make so much money on an exhibition game, we can't do that. So believe it or not, this was as good as any scrimmage tonight, because you had to guard back cuts, you had to talk on the switches, talk on the screens, you had to guard big on small off the dribble, you had to talk in transition. So this was as good from us, from learning how to talk and communicate with all their screens. It was awesome for us.
What kind of point guard do they have in there? Kendall, he had a streak where he went 12 out of the 13 points. What kind of a player do they have in there as point guard?
I think I love watching, their whole team play. They're fun to watch. They space you. They'll take you up. If you help, they'll find the open man. And we were trying not to help too much. And they made 2 threes a couple of times off rebounds, and we stayed in the lane and didn't fan out. So they're tough to play against. They're going to have a legitimate shot at it again. But we love that type of ball movement. We love the way they ball fake. So those are things that they work real hard on. We're real proud of them bringing a championship to Louisville. We know how tough any championship is at every level, and they've gone from a program that nobody even knew the name of, basically, except us in Louisville, to a national championship, and they do it with, I mean, it's really fun to watch them play. You know, if I ever had an off night, I'd love to go watch them and just, as a fan, just watch all their screening, their cutting, their passing. I mean, if you're a fan of the game of basketball, it's really a delight to watch.
Rick, that being said, what does it say about your team that you were able to get away with so many guys out there?
You know, we have had 8 or 9 of the worst days that we could possibly have, and you know, it's our injuries are not the type of injuries you'd like to see. They happen without competition. They're happening by your own player elbowing somebody, giving them a concussion. Jarrett's never recovered from a summer workout. Stephen Van Treese, same thing. Wayne's taken a layup, nobody on him, and screams as if somebody shot him. And what he basically had was he had a small tear before that, before he in his other shoulder, and just tore completely off without any contact. So we've had just a rash of it. It's not working him too hard because I've gotten soft in my old age. It's not our trainer who's the best in the game. We're just like bad horse trainers right now who are in bad luck. Until tomorrow and I start handicapping, that luck's going to change.
You said Wayne's out 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, he will be.
Yeah.
See, Wayne was out 6 to 8 weeks last time, but he sat around and ate donuts all the time and didn't exercise. The reason I'm so optimistic is he's not going to get, last time he gained 17 to 19 pounds and 10% body fat. This time, come Monday, he'll be running, he'll be dribbling with his left hand. For 6 weeks though, the right shoulder will not move. So I'm figuring after 6 weeks are up, we'll have his legs in great shape, we'll have his body in terrific shape. Then he's got 2 weeks to get back into basketball shape, get the arm ready to shoot the basketball. And, you know, realistically, the Wayne Blackshear, by February 15th, he should be ready to go. And that'll be a big lift for us. But we also need to get Van Treese back. We need to get Peyton back, because Van Treese will give us some mobility and backup. Like, Zach's not doing anything wrong. He just, that would have embarrassed himself. He would have embarrassed himself tonight trying to play against that style.
What's Van Treese's timetable now?
I would say he'll, for the Butler game, we're hoping to have him back the week before the Butler game. Mike Mara has, you know, his injuries, he's had it for every year he was here. He's got a chronic genetic back problem. You know, we're shooting him up every other day. It's not working. I'm only
Rick, what the shoes, the idea of the gift?
I was trying to give Scotty something that, you know, we bought him a watch last time he left. I was trying to give him something that he would never buy, never think of buying. Ostrich Gucci shoes is not exactly what Scotty Davenport's all about. It's more like UCL. That's not Scotty.
Do you think he'll wear them, or is he?
He better wear them. The cost of those shoes, he better wear them. He better wear them to bed at night.
Talk about Shane inside as a freshman.
He's really good. This was a bad game for Shane because this took a lot of thinking and a lot of move. He was getting caught so many times out of position, so this was not his game. But you can see the talent. It's tough for freshmen to concentrate. This is probably one of the most difficult games a freshman could play. A veteran team that passes and cuts, but he did okay tonight. He made got some big rebounds, made some big plays. But I was actually pleased the most with Jarrett Swapshire. I thought he played well. Kyle did not play well offensively or defensively, but when the game was on the line, he made that big time move.
How impressed were you with Jeremy Kendall scoring the basketball?
I'm impressed with their team. You know, it was a 5-point game at Duke at the half. Obviously they were using the clock each time down. It's going to be a pace game. We had to be a better defensive team. They did not give us many threes. Obviously, they want to take away the three. They did a very good job. I'm impressed with the team, period. But I have to say how much we got. And don't take this the wrong way. We were just much bigger and stronger. Pikeville lost their whole team. They weren't really the champions of last year. This team's coming back with a championship team, and they're as good as most Division I teams. They just don't have an inside post presence, but it doesn't hurt them because they don't use a post presence. They take their 5-man, they pick and pop them, they let them put it on the bounce. So it's a real fun style of play. Recruits should love to want to go there because they're going to have a chance of winning the national championship from this point on.
You talked about their offensive execution a number of times. Is this a game where you came in looking more for your defensive execution and judging your team and how you...
We wanted to talk a lot, to play them. We wanted to talk a lot. We wanted to take advantage of their switching because they play, you know, a lot of the things that they run, we ran about 3 or 4 years ago. So our players weren't equipped to understand what they're running, you know, and they have counters to everything you try and do on the switches. They're very good at it. They find the open man, and if one guy loses their man, they're such a good passing team, they find it. So it was a great game for us, just a tremendous game for us from a learning experience. We got a lot out of this. Since I've been here, we haven't had too much to get out of exhibition games. Tonight, this was really like 3 or 4 practices of working on what you have to do to become a better defensive team. And in the second half, you know, they shot under 40%, did a good job, and got the rebounds we needed to get. So I'm very pleased with the win, very pleased with the way the guys competed.
Anything else for Coach?
Thank you.
Thank you.